Hi there. Well, ever since I got this game, something I've always wanted to try was flying from one star to another using only the interplanetary cruise drive. It's always bugged me that every time I lined up on a star and got ready to get into the do a warp jump, it always looked like that star had that target reticle on it, and it looked exactly like I could get there if I just stayed in cruise drive and watched that ETA figure go down and down and down and down. And I played around a little bit and I figured out that technically, given the distance and what your orbital drive can do, you can do it. It uses a hell of a lot of fuel. What I'm doing here is I'm using a cheap little ship so I don't care if I lose it. And I'm putting 3 fuel tanks on it, the stock fuel tank and 2 more fuel tanks, 16 units each. So what is that, 48 units of fuel? And I'm going on a star that's like maybe a little over 4 light years away. At 1.8 units per hour, it takes about 18 hours. So we're looking at about a little over 32 units of fuel to get there. And I've got 48 units, which gives me a nice big safety margin in case anything goes wrong. Because I'm gonna have to leave it. I have to leave the game running 18 hours for this. I'm in Oris Puccio. I'm going to, what is it, 726.6 or something like that. Yeah. Let me redeem my bounties and all that. That's great. At this point, I'm just getting set up, and now I'm going to bed because I have to start this off at like 5:30 in the morning so that it will be finished about the time I get off from work after 18 hours. And I'm setting up my destination. 726.6, there we are. It's about 4.29 light years away. Yep. Of course, I have to reset that when I start back again because as soon as because I'm gonna lose that setting when I walk away from this. But anyway, yeah. Now I'm just walking away, and I think here in a little bit, what does it say? 4:33 right now. Well, anyway, yeah. Here we go. Now this is where I'm getting up at 5:30 in the morning. I'm getting ready to launch, and this is really kind of pointless. I'm spending 18 hours to find this out. This is the kind of question I could probably get the answer to in about a minute and a half with a couple of Google searches, but I'd rather do it myself. I'd rather spend the 18 hours because I'm stupid, and well, who knows? I'm not going to do Google. I don't want to spoil it for myself. I don't want to have my dreams destroyed by the facts. I just want to go out here and find out. I don't know exactly what will happen. I have this far-fetched hope that I will make this 4 light year trip in orbital cruise mode, and when I get there, I'll actually arrive at the system. Just as if I'd made a hyper jump. That's probably the least likely possibility. But it kind of looks like that's what would happen. Okay, I'm just getting lined up now. There's my destination. A little over 4 light years. ETA reads over 1 year. Well, of course it does. I'm not even in orbital mode yet. Well, the least likely possibility is that I'll make this trip, and when I get there, I'll actually arrive at the system, which I think would be amazing. I don't know anything about the way this game is actually implemented. But that would be absolutely awesome if I could make that trip and I got there and I was actually at the system. But I'm hoping for that, but it's probably the least likely option. Another option is that I'll get out there and, who knows what, the game will crash or something weird will happen, you're breaking the game when you do shit like this. So anyway, here we go. We're getting started here. Now, at this point, it all looks pretty normal, I guess. In the little scanner screen down there, I can see the star I just came from and some of the local planets and bodies and shit. In the reticle, the target reticle up there, I can see a little dot right in the middle, which presumably is the star I'm going for. You can see the ETA is dropping rapidly as my speed increases. I'm at about 30 C. And yeah. I'm here in a moment here. I'm gonna switch off because I'm gonna go back to bed and then get up here a little bit later and go to work. And when I get back from work, I'll see what goes on. But I've got this time to where, unless the game crashes or something, should get back from work right about half an hour before this thing arrives at whatever it's going to arrive at. Yep. This is also about the most boring thing you can do on this game, I think. Yep, there you go. Down to 22 days, ETA, speed up to about 60, speed up to about 70. Yep. Oh yeah. Still on course. Yep. Yep. A lot of things that could go wrong here. The game could crash. The server could crash. The servers crash a lot. There's an eagle that seems to be headed in my direction, but he's going to turn around and go back the other way here in a moment. No way he's going to catch up with me. Once you get a little bit distance, a little bit of speed up, there's not really much chance you're going to get intercepted by anybody. And once you get way the hell out here, there's really nothing out here to attack you. So that's not a problem. Seems amazing to me that they can get all this empty space into my computer. How do they do that? It's amazing. It boggles my mind. Well, alright, well, yeah. Yeah, this is the culmination of a dream. I've been wanting to do this for months. It's always bugged since the first time I made a hyper jump and got out here and looked at that reticle. I was like, well, look at that, ETA is going down, you know? I mean, if I just kept going, wouldn't I just get there? And it's just an interesting question to me because, you know, from playing around, what I've been able to figure out is the interplanetary cruise drive, in terms of how long it would take to get 4 light years, 18 hours to get 4 light years, that would be a perfectly acceptable warp drive. I mean, you'd love to be able to go 4 light years in 18 hours. That would be completely practical. Not for the game, obviously. That's why you have this. Not for a game, obviously. That's why you have the secondary warp drive, so you can get there in like 20 seconds or whatever it is. Because otherwise, this game would. You think this game is slow now? Well, imagine having to spend 18 hours to go 4 light years. Yeah, that would make it more tactical. You'd have to plan out. You'd have to plan ahead. You'd have to plan ahead months. You know, Jesus. Yeah, let me do a little external view. There we are. I got my little cool $4 paint job on there. This is a nice little ship. I do like the Cobra Mark III. It would be a decent fighter ship. Although, you know, I suspect that if I was going to go rating all the ships for fightings, I'd end up going for that little buggy-looking thing that all the elite fighter pilots like to use. Probably because of the mounts that it has and its maneuverability. But this thing is fast. I really ought to. I was thinking about doing it up like a tank and just leaving it with maybe 4 cargo hatches so I can do like salvage jobs and shit. And I've got the fixed pulse lasers on it, which are actually pretty effective. And well, I was thinking about maybe putting rockets on it for those tiny little secondary mounts. That might be the most worthwhile thing. But yeah, it's real fast, but probably doesn't have the best set of mounts on it, I guess. Okay, well, this is more along the lines of yeah, here we are. This is I've gotten back from work, and we are 28 minutes away from the destination. This is when I get back from work and I see where I'm at. And right away, I can see a couple of things that don't look good for my ultimate hope of actually getting to the system. First of all, you look at that reticle up there, and right in the middle of it, what you don't see is a little dot representing the star I'm going to. It's not there. That's very worrying. You know, it's like considering I'm only like 1/10 of a light year away from the thing, you'd think I would see that star there, but I don't. Another thing down there in that scanner. I can still see the star I came from down there, indicating, that it's behind me, just really far away. But up ahead, I don't see anything representing the star I'm going to, and I'm a hell of a lot closer to that. So, yeah, that's an indication that we're not actually going to get to the system we're going for, I don't think. That would be my guess at this point. And yeah, it's going to turn out that's correct. Now, another thing I learned from doing this is that, yeah, this interplanetary cruise drive, it tops out at 2001 times the speed of light. That's something I found out from practice. Good to know. Which is fucking fast, but when I first started this out, I kind of assumed it would just keep getting faster and faster without limit. But no, it tops out at 2001. Why 2001? I don't know. Maybe it's an homage to 2001: A Space Odyssey. I don't know. The temperature steadies out at 29%. Why? I don't know. Okay, so basically at this point I'm just wondering what's going to happen. You notice my fuel is down to right around to 16 or so. So that's all on track. Yeah, down to 1/10 of a light year. I'm going to skip some more of this here in a moment. I'm not going to make you sit here for 25 minutes waiting for this to happen. At some point I'm going to make a cut here. At least I should. Still waiting to find out what happens. I'm still sort of hoping, well, maybe the star that I'm going for will show up all of a sudden and I'll actually get to the system. That's what I'm really wanting, That would be so fucking awesome, Just because it would tell me that the game engine can do all kinds of amazing things that aren't even bothered with by the game itself. It's not going to work out that way. It's a cheat. It's all a lie. They make you think the system's out there, but it isn't really. Yeah, which is pretty much kind of what you'd expect, But, boy, wouldn't it be nice to find out that all those systems you were looking out there were really there in some kind of single continuous virtual space, instead of all existing as abstract, locations in a computer memory somewhere. Okay, we've made a jump here. We're down to 1 minute, and notice that the star I'm going to is still nowhere to be seen. Not in the target reticle, not in the scanner. Yeah, and this is right about where I'm going to find out what the deal is. What's going to happen? Am I going to slam into a painted wall like in the Truman Show? It's going to be like Dark City, where you get to the beach and it's nothing but a billboard on a brick wall? What's going to happen? Yeah, this is going to smash all my illusions now, and my dreams are going down in dust. That's 34 seconds, 33 seconds. The suspense is amazing. Yeah, okay, well, I guess you kind of had to do it. I don't know. Yeah. Well, anyway, after 18 hours, this is the culmination of my ambition. I'm going to find out what actually happens when I get here. And yeah, at this point it's becoming kind of obvious. I'm actually having to throttle down now because I know I'm going to overshoot this bitch. There we go. And at this point it starts to get a little weird because most of the time when you're trying to approach an objective like this, you're actually able to approach it. You can bring the ETA down to 6, and you can actually get in range to where it'll bring up, say, safe to disengage now and shit. This reticle, there's no way to get that close to it. You overshoot it every time. And my guess about that is it's because there's nothing there. Normally when you're yeah, I'm slowing, I'm doing a loop here to kind of burn up some speed so I don't overshoot it. Normally when you approach one of these objective reticles here, there's a star or a planet or something in there with a whole lot of mass in it, and the mass slows you down, so it enables you to actually slow down enough to approach the thing. This thing, there's just the reticle, and there's nothing in it. There's no star, the system isn't there, it's just the reticle. The reticle is really out there at 4.29 light years or whatever, but there's no system there. It's really weird, because the virtual space is all there, I could keep flying like this presumably forever. As far as I know. I don't know, maybe I would hit a brick wall at some point. Or crash the game if I just kept going in a straight line. I guess maybe that's the next mission. Yeah, I think I'd probably need a lot more fuel tanks for that one. Yeah, but here I'm trying to approach this thing, and it just ain't happening. There's just no way to, you just overshoot it every time, no matter how far back you back up the throttle. I can only get, what can I get? I'm down to 30 light seconds here, which is actually pretty damn far away. But it's already getting squirrely on me. 17 light seconds, 10 light seconds, 9 light seconds, 7 light seconds, 5. How close can I get here? 10, 1. Yeah, you can see me playing with it there, but nah. 2. Oh, there it goes. 2.13 light seconds. I can get a little closer than that, but after that it doesn't matter how far back up I throttle it, it overshoots it every time. It's just impossible to approach this bitch. Yeah, about half a light second. It's because and I don't really know, but my guess is because there's just nothing, there's just no mass there. It's just an empty reticle. Yeah, I'm back out to 2 light seconds, overshot it. Yeah, so this is the answer, man. There's when you're lining up to your star to get to do your jump to the next star system, the system the reticle you're looking at, there's no system there. It's just an empty reticle hanging out there. But the weird thing is the reticle really is out there 4 light years away or whatever, 10 light years away. It's really there. You can fly all the way out there in the cruise mode. You can go there. You can reach the bastard. You can't approach it, but it's in that general area. I guess that's weird enough. Yeah, I'm about to give up here and just go into and just make the jump. I can still, if all I got to do now is engage the secondary warp there, and it'll take me to LP 726.6, which is about what I'm getting ready to do. Yep, so that's the answer. What I've, and again, there we go, that's it. And if I'd wanted to, I could probably Google this in 5 minutes, but what the hell? This is how I wanted to do it, just so I could film my progress, and now I know. All right, well, happy to.
3, 2,